Hi guys, today we are going to go to the beach again, so we're going to do part 2 of the other video that we've done, and I am going to show you how, so the last time we painted the waves and kind of just the scene from the beach. So when you go somewhere to do plein air painting, you know, there are so many different aspects that you can kind of choose to paint. So you could do the full large scene like we kind of did this last time, or you can, you know, break it down and do sort of a micro section of the scene. So if you've watched my last video, you know that I didn't get a lot done at the actual beach. I went home and finished it off. And one of the things is there's so many different sort of inspiring things when you go there. So I have been, and I'm just showing you here that I've been thinking about rock pools for quite a while this year. And one Saturday night I just decided to just kind of sit down and it's more of a color study, so it's just a really quick sketch to kind of see what I was thinking about, just to remember it. But I was really pleasantly surprised to find all these little kind of still lifes of these shells everywhere at the beach. So it was kind of like nature had left all these little vignettes everywhere, and they were really beautiful. So I wanted to sit down and just again kind of hash out another different sort of a colour story of these. And it was a pretty interesting experience because generally when I go to the beach, I am just going there, you know, as a sort of just a participant for entertainment, or, you know, like you're just going there to enjoy the beach. And this time I was going there looking at it from a totally different perspective, looking at it trying to create art. And you know, so you're kind of seeing things, you're not just experiencing things, you're also wanting to be able to change that into an artwork. So you're looking at technically like the shapes and everything, the colors that are there, and then you're also looking at how you felt when you were there and how you want to portray that feeling. And I think that for this, so we'll go a few more times, but for this time I was just happy to be there. I was so happy to be there, and watching the waves, you know, they would go, so the tide was coming in, so they were going out and coming in, and this kind of rolling mechanism, and it's just liquid, but it was like gears, you know, just continually going out and coming in. It was really beautiful. And how do you have sort of the momentum of machinery, but it is just water. So I was really enjoying just all these different aspects and thoughts about, you know, the sort of the juxtaposition of the water and then the sand and the shells and the sky and all of these different elements coming together. So I wanted to just again put down a quick sort of colour study, a quick sketch of one of the little vignettes of the shells. And again, even though I'm at home, I'm using the plein air palette and the plein air brush to try and get used to it. So I actually forgot as well, this is the Winsor Newton sketchbook, and I like it. I'll put a clip in of it probably at the end, but just so you can see the front. But I really like so this is 300 GSM cotton paper, so it's nice that it's cotton, it's a thick cotton, And I don't really love the flimsy cover, but you know, it's always a compromise I find with sketchbooks. But I did like that. So this is a 5x7. So I enjoyed, the size is a little bit small. I really do like a larger sketchbook, but I did like this for plein air because there's not much room that you have to fill. So, you know, unless you're taking like a whole afternoon to do it, you know, for me, it's more about the outing at this point and getting some filming footage and just being able to do a quick sketch or a quick study. So, you know, one thing I noticed even doing this with this smaller brush is that it does, you know, it takes quite a long time to fill up. You'll see when I'm trying to do the sand, it takes a long time. So I might have to bring a bigger brush if I think I'm going to be doing large washes. So not all the time I will be, but you know, we'll see. And this is one of the things that I'm having a struggle with balancing, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this going into the new year. So, you know, at the minute, a lot of my videos are almost a quarter or a third painting and 2/3, you know, filming, editing, voiceovers and all that. So I'm trying to get the balance tipped to where it's either 50-50 or, you know, a little bit more painting. So, you know, I think that's, you know, obviously important. I need to sort of be able to paint more so, but I still want to be able to make these really beautiful videos. So those are some things I'm working on in the background as well. But let's talk a little bit about the painting. So you can see here that I'm just putting down water before I drop the colour in. So I am basically wetting the page, and then I am starting with the sand with French ochre. To mute this down a little bit more and make it a little bit more grey, you could, you know, just mix it with like an indigo or a blue or a purple, or just a black or a grey. So, you know, a graphite or like something like that. So I'm just starting it with this colour, and then I mix in a bit of hematite and the yellow iron oxide to get some, and drop it in on some areas to make it a little bit more grainy like the sand. And then I'm also using the Sedona or the roasted French ochre to bring in some darker highlights or shadows around some of the shells. And you can see around that shell where I don't want water, I just don't put any water. But around these shells, for the first wash, I just put the Caput Mortuum around, and I'm letting that sort of flow into the background sand as well, because, you know, you could see like the sand was covering parts of the shells. So I just think it's nice visually and texturally to sort of create that blend, and the watercolor can do that very nicely on this first wash. But I think that is about it. So I let everything dry, and then I go back in with the same sort of colors and just deepen everything up a little bit, create a bit more depth. And I just didn't have time to kind of film and edit the next part, but you can see it's pretty similar. There's just like another couple of layers on it. And then that pretty much concludes our day at the beach. So I've got the 3 paintings there from it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed creating the videos for you, and obviously, like, these aren't masterpieces, they're just quick sketches. So, you know, to be able to do the kind of paintings that I want, they're going to take a month or 2 or 3 to create. So I'm hoping to kind of set aside some time and work through that next year, but I'll talk about that a bit later. But you can see here in the next glazing, I added some Sugilite and some, I think, Caput Mortuum and some darker values, and also kind of still, I think I added a little bit of the interference copper, which is like the phantom fire. And yeah, then I felt like it was all a bit too muted, so I went back in with a Prismacolor pencil and just brightened a few parts up. Okay, so I wanted to show you before I go as well. I am doing a 12 days of Christmas for my sister and my mum, and this is a Tintoretto. It's a travel brush, so it's the size 4, and you can see here compared to the Da Vinci one that I just got. So it is a longer one, it wouldn't fit in this palette, but it's an absolutely beautiful brush. So I haven't actually used it yet, I'm not sure how it will be, but for the price, it's only $15 and it's really good quality. So I'll show you here as well next to my Da Vinci Petit Grissport 00. So that is not a travel brush, but if you're looking for something affordable that is a good quality, I'm not sure how it paints yet, but it is really beautiful. So I have wanted one of these. You can see though it is weighted, so it hangs down. So when I'm holding the other brush, it doesn't hang down. And this one does hang down a little bit because it sits on your hand quite comfortably there. It's quite a nice one to paint with, the one I've been showing, but this one is a little bit top heavy, I think, to hold. But again, for the price, I think this is a beautiful, beautiful brush, and it does come to a nice point. So when I started looking up travel mop brushes at the beginning of the year, I found these. They were always on eBay in a pack of 3 or something. They were always so expensive. So I was so excited when Jackson's recommended me these brushes. And I know that Irit has been using them too, but I was really excited to see this one here, and I do have so this is just the synthetic version. I think I like the aesthetic of this one. I think my sister will like it, but I also have the gold one on the way for me, so it's not synthetic. So there are a couple of different options, but I think this number 4 is quite a nice size. It's similar to what I'm already used to and like. But even the larger ones are only $1 or $2 more, so it's a really good price. And then I'm just showing you here, I did get her a couple of Isabey brushes. That is a squirrel mop. I think it's yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's too thick for me to paint with. I think she will love them. So, and then I also got her this Tintoretto. I'm talking quietly because she's just in the other room. But so I also got her this. She really wanted one of these little MAC ones, and I got her a Tintoretto. It's the goat hair one. I think she'll really love this as well. Now, the thing about these, they are, for the price, they're excellent. The wood isn't finished like an Escoda or something like that, so I still really love the Escoda, but it is, almost double the price. So for this, for what you're getting for this price, it is really, again, really good quality. And I would definitely recommend it over this Isabey one that I got. But yeah, so did I mention these are for a 12 days of Christmas? So last year I was watching a lot of knitting vlogs, and they were doing the 12, like an advent calendar, a mini skein advent calendar. So this year I thought, instead of an advent calendar for the full 30 days, I thought of doing one for my mum called the 12 skeins of Christmas. And then so for my sister, I wanted to do one that's half kind of art stuff and half makeup supplies. But when you watch so the knitters get right into it, and they always do these, advent calendars with sock yarns or things. So last year, and this year I've just been thinking about it. So I think like even doing little mini ink sample vials from Van Ness pens or something, or doing like a pencil a day or a handmade watercolor. I think it would just be nice, especially after this year. So anyway, that's all for today, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.